Hello, John Deere Tractor Nation. My name's Dan Wagner. I'm just a typical homeowner here that just purchased a 3039 tractor with a loader and a 485 backhoe. And I'd like to give you a homeowner's version of what it takes to take that 385 backhoe attachment off the tractor and then put it back on. I was very impressed with it when it got delivered. I stumbled through it a few times initially, but now that I've got the hang of it, it's really easy, and I want to show you how because others have done videos in the past that have helped me, so I'm going to pass it right back on to them. So let's take a look at our backhoe here. First of all, this backhoe in its entirety sets off of the machine. There is attachments that stay on the tractor all the time that are underneath, and there's basically just two huge pins that hold this thing from falling off the back of the tractor, and they're located in the back here. We'll show you those. We got to pull those pins, and then we have to set the whole machine down. Now in the process, you're going to find that you have to switch hydraulics around a little bit, because in order to get the backhoe lifted up, you have to use the 3-point arms, which use one hydraulic input, and then once you set it down, then you're good to go. But when you attach it and you want to actually use the backhoe attachments, you've got to hook up the Power Beyond kit in the back here. And so we're going to have to switch around those connections, start and stop the tractor at least one time. So first of all, to get started, we got to get this thing in a park position. You're going to have 3 pivot points. You're going to have your stabilizers, and then your back bucket are going to be your 3 points for the backhoe to rest on. Try to be on a level surface. It's going to make things easier for you putting it on. Taking it off will be no problem, but putting it on, you're going to want to have that thing be pretty straight overall. So we're going to start up the tractor, and what I'm looking to do here first is I'm going to put down the stabilizers, and I want these stabilizers about 4 to 6 inches off the ground. We're somewhere around there is pretty good. You got a little bit of flexibility with them, but I want to stay about 4 to 6 inches off the ground with them. And then the next part is I need to get my arm and bucket down into the park position. So we're going to get our pin out here. We're just going to go down to the park position. So get that in there. So it's in park, and then we're going to turn our bucket so that we're maybe 8 inches. We'll go 6 to 8 inches off the ground with the bucket, and then we're going to go, like I said, like 4 to 6 off the ground with the stabilizers. And the reason that is when it sets down, it doesn't just go straight down. It kind of tips off of the machine. So I like to have the back just a little bit higher off the ground, maybe something like that. So at this point, we are ready to take out the pins. So the very first thing we need to do is we need to change hydraulics here, because all of the hydraulics are set up to run the backhoe right now. So I am going to shut the tractor off. I'm going to take the seat down, and I'm going to pop this right here. This is part of my backhoe hydraulics. And then while I'm here, I'm just going to grab the other one for my return, and I'm going to set those safely out of the way. Okay, then I'm going to take the hydraulics for my 3-point arms, and I'm going to pop those in. And at this point, I can start the tractor, I can lift up, which is going to take the tension off of these big stabilizer pins, and that's going to allow me to remove those pins and then set the backhoe right off. So I'm going to start up the tractor. I'm going to lift up. Okay, I'm going to just jump in here. I'm going to take out this pin. Get that out of there. Then I'm going to come over to the other side, pop that pin, get that out of there, and now I can basically set the thing down. At this point, we're free. Okay, that is actually, believe it or not, those are the only things you need to do to get this whole thing free. So I can freely drive out of here and do my thing with whatever else, and then I'll show you how quick it is to hook it right back up, as long as you're on a stable surface and you do things right. So we'll just get out of here and show you how we're going to get out of here. Just drive out, do your thing. You've got control here. There is a little bar across that you do have to install. That's part of the backhoe attachment. Okay, now if I were to want to hook up to the backhoe again, I'm just going to lower that down. I'm going to try to line it up. I'm going to kind of put my eyes with this tractor attachment in there, and I want to make sure that those are heading towards each other. And you can kind of see from the side there, it does give you a little bit of play, but you got to get in that little notch. And then once you get in that notch, now you can raise up. It should kind of fall into place like I think it did. It felt like it did. And so now I can just raise up, and now I'm ready to put those pins back in. So sometimes this will get a little wonky and it doesn't want to go. And I'll tell you, it's not that big a deal. Right now you got pressure on there, and those are all rounded fittings like that. If I just come on here and I just shake a little bit, it goes in every time, unless you're totally far off. But it's really a simple process. So now at this point, I'm going to try to get my pins in, and that pin slid in super easy because we had it lined up properly. And if it doesn't go in perfect right away, you're probably not far off. And all you need to do, I'm gonna get over on the other side here. All you need to do is, with that tension on there, just shake that around a little bit, and that'll go right in there. Don't be thinking about a sledgehammer, or don't be thinking about anything too crazy. If it's not going in, and you probably did something wrong. Okay, so now the last part, right now I can set this down now. I let the pressure off, and I'm going to shut the tractor off. Okay, now the last step is going to be to connect the hydraulics back up. So at this point, my backhoe doesn't have any hydraulic pressure. So I've got to get my 3-point disconnected. And then I'm going to come over, I'm going to hook up my 2 fittings for backhoe. And I'll put my seat back up. And actually, I think that's it. So I'm going to start it back up. I'm going to put my stabilizers back up. Got to get myself out of my park position. Get my bucket back up. And there you go, start to finish. If you ask me, that's impressive. I give credit to John Deere and their engineering. I give credit to the people that helped me understand this when Research Channel brought this tractor out to me. I mean, how much quicker could you ask to be able to take a backhoe on and off a tractor? I'm recording, so I don't know what the exact video time is, but I don't think we're over 10 minutes, and we just took a backhoe off and right back on the tractor. So again, thanks YouTube Nation for all the help you've given me over the years. I hope this is helpful for you, and you guys take care, everyone.